Hello and welcome. In this video we're going to be completing Form I-539 application to extend or change non-immigrant status. We're going to be completing this form from the perspective of a B2 visitor. We're starting at part 1. Start here. Type or print in black ink. You're required to put your full legal name at question 1. You're starting with your last name, followed by your first name and then middle name if applicable. Alien registration number, if any, you could type in NA or write NA with a black ink. Number 3, USCIS online account number, if any. None, since there's none here. As a B2 visitor, it's unlikely that you would have an alien registration or USCIS online number. Number 4, your US mailing address. So if there's an in care of name here, you're going to type it in. If not, you type NA. You provide your street number and name, city or town, apartment, suite, floor, corresponding number if applicable, state, zip code. And this section is for your mailing address. Number 5 is your mailing address, the same as your physical address. So in this case it's yes. So we're going to be skipping to number 7. If you answered no to item number 5, provide information on your physical address. So you are required to place your physical address at number 6 if your physical address is different from your mailing address. So since ours is not different in this case, we're going to move on to number 7. Number 7 is asking for country of birth. Number 8, country of citizen or nationality. Date of birth, remember to put a 2-digit month, 2-digit day, and 4-digit year. Social security, if any. If you have a social security number, you would put it in this box. If not, you place none. 11, provide information about your most recent entry into the United States. Your date of arrival in the United States goes here. Your Form I-94 arrival departure record number goes here. Your passport number, if any, goes here. Your travel document number goes here. If you do not have a travel document number, you could put NA, or if you do not have a passport number, you put NA. If you have either or both, you are required to place the number in the space provided. Country of passport or travel document issuance, you place the country where you received your passport or travel document here, and also the travel document and expiration date goes here. Number 12, current non-immigrant status, for example F1 student or H4 dependent, etc. In this case, as I mentioned earlier, it's a B2. The applicant is a B2 temporary visitor for pleasure, and we state as such. And this is the date of the expiration of the stay, and that would be indicated on the Form I-94 arrival departure record. That's where you would find this date status expires. Select this box if you were granted duration of status. In this case, it's not applicable, or that was not the case, so we leave the box unchecked. Part 2, application type. We're filing this application as an extension of stay in my current status. If any of the other sections are applicable to you, then you would check the appropriate box and provide the required information. Number of people included in this application. In this case, I am the only applicant. If you were filing for yourself or and someone else, you would select I am filing this application for myself and members of my family. The total number of people, including me, in the application is, so in this case it's 1, so you would select the number or place the number here that's applicable to you. Number 5, the name of the school you will attend. So since this is a B2 visitor, this would not be applicable to this application. Number 6, your student exchange visitor information system number if applicable. It's not applicable in our case. Part 3, processing information. I request that my current or requested status be extended until. So you are required to state the date that you are requesting for your current status to be extended to. So in this case, we see that an extension is being requested up until July 15 of 2025. Is this application based on an extension or change of status already granted to your spouse, child, or parent? No. Continuing, is this application based on a separate petition or application to provide your spouse, child, or parent an extension or change of status? No. If any of these other sections apply to you, then you would select or tick the appropriate selection. Number 4, if you answered yes to item number 2 or item number 3, select the form type below. We did not answer yes to the above questions, so this section would not be applicable to this application. If the petition or application is pending with USCIS, also provide the following information. This section would not be applicable to this application. We indicate NA as seen here. Part 4, additional information about the principal applicant. Current passport information. If your current passport information is different from the information you provided in Part 1, provide your current passport information. If your current passport information matches the information you provided in Part 1, proceed to item number 3. This section here is indicating that if you had a different passport upon arrival in the United States than the current passport, then you would need now to provide your current passport information in this section. The current passport is the passport that was used upon entering the United States. We are going to proceed to item number 3. Number 3, are you an applicant for an immigrant visa? In this case, it's no. If your case is yes, then you would need to indicate according to your status. Has an immigrant petition ever been filed for you? You answer accordingly. Have you ever filed Form I-485, application to register permanent residence or adjust status? You answer as is applicable to you. So we're continuing with additional information about the applicant. Have you been arrested or convicted of any criminal offense since last entering the United States? You are required to read all these questions here and tick the appropriate response on the right. Read them carefully and tick what's applicable to you. Have you ever been employed in the United States? since last admitted or granted an extension or change of status? On this application, it's no. If you answered no to item number 14, fully describe how you are supporting yourself in Part A, additional information. Include documentary evidence of the source, amount, and basis for any income. We are required to provide an explanation in Part 8, additional information, since we answer no to 14. If you answered yes to item number 14, fully describe any and all periods of employment in Part A, additional information. Include the name and address of the employer, weekly income, and whether the employment was specifically authorized by USCIS. If this is applicable to you, you are supposed to provide this information in Part 8, additional information. Are you currently or have you ever been a J1 exchange visitor or a J2 dependent or a J1 exchange visitor? Select the box that's applicable to you. In our case, it's no. If you answered yes to item number 15, you must provide the dates you maintain status as a J1 exchange visitor or J2 dependent in Part 8, additional information. Applicant's contact information, you are required to provide a daytime telephone number here, a mobile telephone number if you have one, and also an email address if you have one. Applicant certification and signature, you're required to read through this information here, and you are also required to sign the document after it's printed and dated the same day that you sign. Interpreter's contact information, certification, and signature. If you use an interpreter for your application, then the interpreter's information should be filled in Part 6. In Part 7, contact information, declaration, and signature of the person preparing this application if other than the applicant. If you used someone else other than yourself to prepare this document, such as an attorney, a friend, or anyone that's not you who prepared this form, then their information goes into Part 7. They are required to provide their name, contact information, and also they are required to sign the form and date it. Part 8, additional information. The question above, let's go back. Number 14, have you ever been employed in the United States since last admitted or granted an extension or change of status? And we indicated no. And the form says if you answer no to item number 14, fully describe how you are supporting yourself in Part 8, additional information. Include documentary evidence of the source, amount, and basis for any income. So we're going to go back to Part 8. The additional information page, you are required to provide your name, last name, first name, middle name here if applicable, a number if applicable, page number, part number, item number. The page number here would need to correspond with the information above here in Part 14. Page number here is page 4, and this is Part 4, and the item number is 14. So it's page 4, part number 4, and item number 14. I do apologize for this. There was apparently a glitch in my system, and the information that was typed in has been erased somehow. but you would need to provide the page number, the part number, and the item number. And this is the statement. Your statement should be somewhat to the tune of this: I am supporting myself with personal savings that have accumulated over years of my professional work life. My current savings is equivalent to 30,000 US dollars. I have enclosed a copy of my bank statement as proof. Whatever information you provide in this section, you need to substantiate whatever your claim is as it relates to your source of funds. If you need extra space to provide any additional information within this application, use the space below. If you need more space than what is provided, you may make copies of this page to complete and file with this application, or attach a separate sheet of paper. Type or print your name and a number, if any, at the top of each sheet. Indicate the page number, the part number, and item number to which your answer refers, and sign and date each sheet. That's self-explanatory, and this would be the end of the form I-539. So it's pretty much a short form that you would need to submit if you intend to extend or change your non-immigrant status. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next video.